For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a product from Kampa. So with me today I have got a Kampa Touring Air Classic or Touring Air Pro, depending on what you want to do it. So it's a driveway awning. It's been in Kampa's collection now for numerous years, and it goes forward into 2021 season with a few changes. So what they've kind of almost done is try and made the Touring a lot more competitive on price. Reason doing this is basically making it more mass market, more affordable, and hopefully, more people essentially like it because it hits a keener price point. It doesn't stretch your budget too far. What they very much done really to do this is sort of strip out a few features that probably were maybe in the past seem a bit elaborate, or it's just about those creating a price point, not necessarily compromising on the quality. That's one thing they've certainly not done, is basically offer the same sort of product, keener price point, still loads of nice features, but it's good value now, and it's as good as it ever was really. So you've got two models available to you. So you've got it in a classic and then a polyester. So, or I think it's called TC and polyester. So the TC is basically for a polycotton, technical cotton, depends what you call it, and it's a breathable fabric. So it's in warm weather, it's a lot cooler inside the awning itself, because the fabric weave can open up, allow air to pass through, and a bit cooler. On a cold day, the weave contracts, keeps the warmth in, so you get the benefit of that. So even for a mildly warm day in the UK, you will notice a difference between the polyester and the polycotton. For me, I see the polycotton in terms of where it sits in the range of the models being probably quite a competitive model, and then the polyester sort of sits in that gap really, similar to kind of the Outdoor Rev and sort of below the Vango. So it's horses for courses at the end of the day. What they've kind of done in many ways is you've got your sort of two fabrics. You can also get it in a right hand and left hand version. Reason I say this is if you've got sort of a traditional kind of VW van where the sliding doors on the passenger side, and you means that you can actually have the sliding door facing the right way, the tunnel faces the right way as well. If your sliding door's on the other side, then you go for the right-handed version. But not only that, if you wanted, for example, for the front to face the back, then you would go for the opposite one that you think you need. So, for example, if you've got a passenger sliding door and you want the tunnel to face the back, then you get the right-handed version. More often than not, forget about that. People will probably just go for the respective ones. So you can always check our website out if you get too confused, or contact us directly. But really, left-handed version for the UK vans is by far and away the most common one. So the styling is exactly the same as we've kind of known with the Touring. You've got kind of a sleeping area which is included, a living area, and then kind of an open canopy area. Difference being is that for the 2021 season, the open canopy area always remains open. There's no additional zips on the front, so as you see it is what you've got. What you have got is kind of almost this wrap-around front a little bit to kind of give you a bit more protection against the wind, and again, give it more support coming forward. So that's also quite a nice little addition. It then means you've got quite a deep canopy at the front, which again is a bit of a bonus. And if you want to enclose it, what I'd suggest is basically maybe getting some sort of windbreak around the front, just to sort of deflect that coming through. So it's like I said, the start is kind of horses for courses. Now, what you've still got is big, nice, crystal clear PVC windows as we see here, so you can get plenty of light into the awning itself. You've also still got side doors, which we've known and loved beforehand, and your guiding points here are high visibility. So they're not storm straps, but they are guide points as well. You can buy additional storm straps if you wanted to. They come in pairs, so you need two pairs, one for the front and one for the back, and that will really help to get the torsion into it itself. What you find also with kind of, depending on whether you've got polycotton or polyester, the drying times are a little bit different as well. So if you're toying up between the two, if you're going to say anywhere sort of mainland Europe really, polycotton needs to be where you go, just because that breathability function is key. Like I said, on a mildly warm day, you'll notice the difference between the polyester and polycotton. That just gets exacerbated when you go abroad, or those kind of hotter summers that we're getting now. That's where kind of people are steering more to polycotton. Hence why the polycotton version is more of an attractive model to look at. The door into the main section, which we'll come to in a moment, is sort of kind of you've got all middle-sized door. You've got a drop-down lip at the front as well. So what the joy is you can sort of get that sort of clean entrance in and out of the model itself. So you've got wheelchairs, pushchairs can go directly in. But then what you can also do is that then will lip up. So you get that seal against the wind, and it velcros onto the main front door as well. But tell you what, let's have a look on the inside and talk for a few more features that the Touring has to offer. So now we're inside the Touring, you kind of get a bit more of an idea for the space you've got inside. And like I said, that sort of canopy depth really does come quite apparent. It creates that almost perfect area to sit out on a nice, well, a non-nice day or even a nice day. You've got a bit of a shelter away from the wind. So that's one of the big benefits. As we said, come into that sort of main area, you've got obviously the front door itself. We talked about the lip up, lip down door, which gives that sort of flexibility of, well, entrance and access, but sealing away from the elements. You've also got the front door itself will also have two doors. So you've got a solid door for sort of the wind and rain, but then you've also got a secondary mesh door. So if you wanted the ultimate advanced ventilation, so especially with things like the polyester version, you can zip that all up. Oops, lazy. Get myself sorted. That then lip comes up in there, and you can get that perfect sort of seal. So you've got that sort of barrier against all the mesh and all like that, and the bugs. So again, it means when you're in here on a night, you haven't got to kind of worry about the bugs coming in. You have a lantern in place, you've got a kind of front mesh door located there, and also a side mesh door. So you've got two barriers against kind of the bugs and elements. Ventilation is certainly key when it comes to polyester, but polycotton is also really nice to have as well. And again, when you don't want it, you just roll it away. Now, the window sections you've got in here, I said, are toggle up. So you either got a halfway point which you can go to. So again, you can go kind of either halfway and get a bit of privacy, but also allow some light in. Alternatively, take it up fully to the top, and you've got full amount of privacy as well. So nice and easy, and all you just do then is roll that down to a little pocket into its own little little toggle point down here. It kind of keeps it in a little roll, nice and neatly. In the back section, what you see is a nice dark bedroom. That again comes included with the actual model, which is quite nice, which again, price point wise, makes it quite competitive. You've got a divider between the two sections as well, so it's really a 4-berth bedroom, but you can almost have it as a 2 and a 2 or a big open, very comfy 2-berth bedroom itself, sleeping camp bed or whatever way you need to do. The side door, like I say, that can be completely opened up, so you have like the airflow running throughout the tent as well. And you've got colour coordinated tabs in the sort of the bedroom section. I will bring the camera in just a moment just to kind of get more of a feel for the model itself. Other things to mention is you've got things like storage pockets built into the actual bedroom section itself. So you put your keys, phones, that stuff when you're sleeping in here. Alternatively, what you always do as well is just remove the bedroom if you don't want to use it and use that internal space. Alternatively, if you want to say only sleep 2 people and you don't want to take the whole bedroom section, just drop that half down. You can unclip it, toggle it down, just let it flap down there, use that section there, and then you've then got storage and more sort of internal living area. Like I said, alternatively, use that during the night, take it down during the day, pack up the stuff, then you've got this whole big space, which means that for those unpredictable times when you get those rainy days, it works quite nicely. In the tunnel section, you've got essentially a door that sort of opens up again, and you've also got that drop down. So whichever door you go out, whether it's to the left, the right, or the front, you quite happily can get trip-free access out of the place. Inside the actual tunnel section, you've got a door as well, which faces the front. So there's only one door now which will face the same way the tunnel face, the main sort of awning faces, but it allows you to sort of access or get into the van in many ways without having to go through the awning every single time. You've still got all the main kind of connection methods that you've got to use. So you've still got things like a beading to feed into a rail or into a fixing kit, which then goes into like a wind-up awning. Excuse me. You've got sort of throw over guy ropes to take it over the top of the van, peg it down the other side if you've got no other attachment, or you've even got a pole and sleeve essentially for a pole and clamp kit. So it's very flexible. It's only available in kind of that sort of low VW size, so it only goes from 180 to 210. So it's designed to fit smaller vans like we have here. They don't do any higher models, unfortunately, anymore. But like I said, you can choose whether you sort of have it left-handed or right-handed. But let's pick the camera now, a little look through and get more of a feel for kind of the touring. So, new touring, new, same kind of feel, just in a different kind of, well, size bracket. So it's a little bit sort of kind of smaller than the original touring, just again to kind of make that even more kind of competitive on price. But the bedroom section you can see there, alternatively you just take it out and like I said, utilize that as internal space. You've got the things I talked about earlier, so you've got storage pockets located down the bottom, and then a divider, which you can see I've just brought all the back, so you can open that into one big, nice open section. If we say came into the bedroom and looking out, so if you want a bit more of a feel for how big it's going to be if you didn't have the bedroom in place, then you're looking, good sort of size, maybe the bedroom in place there, but you can kind of get a bit more of a feel for kind of the depth of it. You've still got main core features like hanging points for a lantern, so you've got Velcro points here, as well as a little Velcro sort of pre-stitched into the beam, so you can use kind of Kampa's flexi saber lights and get light directly down without having to worry about sort of getting hanging lanterns will take up space and heat head on. But you also got things like little Velcro tabs leading down to a cable entry point as well, so you've got quite happily access and you can take it out the door quite easily. But not only have you got them on the main beam by the bedrooms, but you've got one at the front right by that ventilation panel as well, and again Velcro tabs leading you down to the point, so you haven't got to worry about the cable. Main tunnel section, as we come through, you almost got this perfect sort of dead end storage space. So as you can see, when you got in here, you've got your doors that slide open like so, so that'll go back, retract, then you've got a storage space located in here. It's around about 2.5 meters on the cadre strip, so you need basically 2.5 on the flat part of the rail to fit it in, but it creates that dead end space. And to be fair, the back also kind of slopes off a little bit as well. You've still got these kind of triangle pieces here, which help us kind of seal it nicely against the van, as you can see. And again, that's probably a bit of an example there. But as we kind of come out on the outside, it still looks as sharp as ever, and the tunnel still looks as good as ever as well. So when you've got your van there, the kind of very neutralish grey matches the van really smartly, and kind of as you kind of come round, it's still quick and easy to pitch. So you've got inflatable beams, so each beam's done individually, and you can also see from our own kind of Attwoolls pitching and packing video how quick, simple and easy it is. I mean, I've pitched this model on my own best part of about 13 minutes, but you see how it sort of is a little bit smaller on the back, and that helps again to kind of keep the pack weight down, the pack size down, but also the price down, more importantly as well. And then you can buy some additional straps, but like I say, it fits really nicely, and you can see why it's been a real favourite for the campsites kind of over the years. Overall, if you want something that's kind of this kind of design, but you want that kind of sealed in front door, that's when you've kind of got to look. The only really option when you've got is really going to be in polycotton, and that's going to be something like the Outdoor Rev T4E, so then you can get a seal on the front. But I think this has kind of almost changed and it's going after a more different customer to what it was previously. It still feels very similar, but the small details that they've kind of took out just to kind of get that price more competitive takes it to something that's been basically more price driven rather than premium. You've still got premium fabrics and premium feels and premium features to a certain degree. It's just that not quite creme de la creme. But like I said, it has its own place in the market. There's not many models on the market that have essentially 2 external mesh doors and a deeper canopy, so it is a muchness. But you can always check our link below to all the latest sizes on this product, the package deals we've got going, and other things about fixing it to the van by checking on our YouTube channel. But of course, if you have any more questions or queries, just directly email us, even photos of your van. We can then recommend the best sort of fitting methods or the best models maybe for what you're looking to do. Because I mean, if you're looking for sort of internal space and sleeping 2, possibly even 4 people, this works really nicely. But then if you've got different requirements, it might be worth looking at something else potentially. So, but overall, I think what they've done with the Touring definitely changes almost the perception of the Touring in many ways. But what you find is that it still ticks the box that it used to be. It makes sense, but it's keener in price, still feels very similar. It's just whether you're too bothered about those sort of little features like zip-up curtains, zip dividers, enclosing the front and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely something that sort of we're going to intend to display for the 2021 season. But yeah, let us know what you think as well. Comment in the box below. Alternatively, like I said, check the link through to the website with all the latest deals we've got on the go. But that's kind of our little video review on the Kampa Touring, whether it's the TC Classic model or the more traditional polyester model.